Okay, you guys make it through? One's about a runner, one's about a wrestler. What do they have in common? What do the stories have in common?
They both have a goal.
Say again?
They both have a goal.
They both had a goal? Yep. That's good. What else?
Discipline.
Say again?
Discipline.
Discipline? Yep.
Motivation.
Both had motivation?
Both of their goals had like a very specific plan.
Say that again.
Both of their goals had a very specific plan.
Both of their goals had a very specific plan. What else? That's great. Anything else? Coach?
Precise data tracking.
Precise data tracking. They measured everything. Everything. Anything else? Neither of them tried to do it alone. They both had a team. How many of you guys today keep journals? Anybody keep a wrestling journal yet, or a fitness journal? Some of you? Yep. When I talked to Kyle Snyder, when I was going through that interview process with him, it was like night and day. I mean, I've talked to athletes around the world in the past, and you sit down and he could tell you, this is how many minutes I've spent on the mat this year. I'm like, that's different. Like, that's crazy, right? This is how many minutes I've spent running this year. This is how many bench presses I've done this year. The level of granularity that he took to measure his own progress was absolutely outstanding. And the way that he thought about like creating periods and training cycles, the way that he planned out a year in advance and said, these are the major tournaments I need to be at. I need downtime in this month. I need peak time in this month, and mapping it all out. And then you ask him, like, what happens if you get hurt? He's like, look, I get hurt from time to time. You get hurt or something comes up, you stop, you pause, you recreate the plan. You like calibrate it for the rest of the year. I need three weeks of downtime, I take it. Just that level of measurement was very, very unique, especially given how young he was when he started to compete at world-class levels. So again, like when I think about journaling today, journaling is super helpful as a tool to measure your own progress and measure your own goals. How many of you guys write down your goals today? If there's one thing that I want you to get out of this morning, is I tell everybody that's an athlete, everybody that I work with, like write down your goals and make sure you look at it every single day. Grab a sticky when you get home, a small little sticky, write it down, and then like you can look at showing it. I carry these wherever I go. Like in life, wherever I go, and I write down goals on them and I stick them around places where I can see them, and I look at them all the time. It's like top of mind for me. What's the next thing I'm working on? What's the most important thing I'm working on? It doesn't cost money. All it takes is discipline. So let's learn how to write some goals today. What's the difference between a goal and a dream? Please. Perfect. Say that again loud.
A goal is something that's planned out, and a dream is something that you want.
A goal is something that is planned out, and a dream is something that like you want, right? That's great. Any other? Yeah, Will. I'll take that. A goal is a dream with a plan, right? Here's some examples. A dream. I want to be a great wrestler someday. A goal. I'll become an All-American within 2 years by training 5 days per week and competing in my regional qualifiers. That doesn't mean that you're going to achieve that goal, but now you've got a goal, and it's time-bound, and it's relevant. And so if you Google out there something called a SMART goal, a SMART goal stands for these things. Like it's specific, right? Again, an All-American. It's measurable. Like it's not something that's like, I want to get better. How do you manage or measure better? Right? It's like, I want to do this thing. It's achievable. Some folks will be like, I want to be an Olympian tomorrow. Well, if you've never been to nationals, that's probably like a big jump for you, right? Like, is your goal actually achievable? Right? Relevant, I'll tell you, I have a different opinion on this one, and then time-bound. I think most goals fail at relevancy, right? And so in my world, the way that I think about teaching goals, this goal that you set for yourself has to be the most important thing in your world. It's the thing that you're most passionate about if you want to achieve it. Because when the going gets tough, and when you have a bad day, or it gets really tough in practice, or that last pound's getting hard to shed, like if this isn't super important to you, you're going to push it to the side. You're like, nah, I won't work out today. I'll do it tomorrow. if it's not that important to you, then like you won't put everything that you've got behind it. And so some of these folks that have done great things in the past, they do great things because they do it over and over and over, and it's the most important thing to them. But just because it's important, again, doesn't mean that you're going to achieve it. So let's take a minute. You could turn over one of those case studies with a pen or pencil. Write down a goal that you think is important to you. All right? Write down in a way that looks something like this structure right here. Right? It's important. It's time-bound. It's measurable. Don't write down something that you think sounds good or that you think that I want to hear or that your teammates want to hear. Like, take a minute. Write down something that would be important to you as a goal. Is the goal that you're writing important? Is it specific? Can you measure it? And does it have like an end date, like a time bound? Okay, you can still keep working on them. Who wants to share one? Please. Getting better every day. How would you measure, it's a great example, but how would you measure better? Okay, that's a good start. Is there like, why do you want to get better every day? Is there something that you want to win? Is there something that you want to compete at? Is there something that you want to place at? That's an even better goal. It's specific, right? You get better every day so that you can fill in the blank. Maybe All-American at Fargo one day. That's good. Who else has one to share?
I throw it up.
Please, Coach.
To have a team state top 5 finish or better in 2026.
I love it. That's great. Who else has got one? Is it personal? That's okay. Goals can be personal. Okay. So, some example goals. Like win a match at Fargo. I always say, like when you're thinking about writing your goals and creating goals, participation should probably never be the goal. It's a slight nuance, like going to Fargo versus winning a match at Fargo. Kind of a different goal set, right? Now, what would make this one better? Qualifying to go to Fargo, right? Maybe you have to reach a certain level at your state. You've got to qualify at a regionals, like whatever your state qualifying mandates are, like maybe that's enough that you've got to achieve something to get there. Good example here. Get a takedown at Fargo. That's better than competing at Fargo. That's like setting a goal where you're like, look, I've got to master these 2 or 3 takedowns. Freestyle's kind of new to me. I'm going to work really hard on these 2 or 3 setups, and I'm going to try to get one of them pulled off at Fargo. That's better than saying, I want to go to Fargo. Becoming an All-American, like maybe it's not always about winning. Maybe it's about proving it to yourself, saying like, look, I just want to get on the podium. If you've never been on the podium before, maybe that's the right goal for you versus like, I want to win my first year out, never competing before. Like, is that goal achievable, right? You can set lofty goals, but I'm going to teach you how to stair-step your goals to get to those lofty goals. You want a near-term achievable goal. You want to get a success, and then you want to set a new goal. Because nobody creates one goal and goes from 0 to 1,000. It's step after step after step. It's like building block after building block. Some goals that could be improved, like training hard, right? Why is this one A goal that could be improved. Not specific. What else is it not? Not measurable. Last one. That's great. Not time-bound. Perfect. Why is this one not a great goal? For most of us in the room today. Not achievable for most today. Could it be a goal one day in the future? Sure. Sure. But if you haven't taken the steps to get there, then it's not the right goal yet. And this is one of those things where some folks will tell you, no, that's a great goal, write it down. I'm like, that's a great dream. You need goals between now and there to get there, right? You need to be the best in your state. You need to be the best in the country. Then you need to be the best in the world. And so take the steps to get to where you want to go and make sure that they're achievable along the way. So success builds on top of success, builds on top of success. Now that you've seen this, go back and refine your goal real quick. Spend another minute, refine your goal. Could your goal be slightly better? Could it be slightly more specific? Could you shorten it? Could it be something that you accomplish in the next 1 to 2 months as opposed to 1 to 2 years? Did anybody make their goal better? Want to share a better goal? A revised goal?
Just increase weights in the gym on the next month to 2 months.
Great. How much?
20 pounds each leg.
That's great. That's great. Anybody else? Let's go. You got a goal? Want to share?
Fargo All-American.
Fargo All-American? Great. Which style? What year? Be specific. That's good. Give me one more. Faith, what do you got?
Fargo All-American this summer.
This summer? What style?
Both styles.
Both styles? Good. All right. We're going to hand these out. This will be your goal building blocks. Here, you guys help me hand these out. Just take one and pass them around. Write down your goal at the top of this if you're happy with your goal. You guys can keep these if you want and take them back. Don't write on anything else. Just write your goal at the top of this. All right? Just write your goal at the top. No one's going to look at this. This is yours to keep. It's not going to go up publicly. All right. So, when you think about goal building blocks, this is what you have right now, is a goal building block. Goal building blocks, the goal alone is not enough. You all saw it in the 2 case studies. You need a detailed plan. You need support. You need a team. These are the things that start to create a plan for how you're going to achieve your goal. This is a really simple thing to do. If you master this, you can apply this goal building block structure to just about anything in life. You can apply it to your business world. If you want to own a business one day, you want to be part of a big company and move up the chain, you want to be a great athlete, learning how to achieve goals is just that fundamental thing that will take you wherever you want to go. The next step after you create your goal is the purpose. Why does it matter to you? Wrestling is a tough sport. It's super tough. You all know that. And so, if you don't love it, You're not going to be great one day. But like your goal that you just wrote down, why is it important to you? Before you write it on your building block, write it on the back of your case study, write down an example purpose that comes to mind for you. Like, why is this important? Anybody want to share why it was important to them? All right, Mason, why was your goal important to you?
I said it was because I was like recognized as one of the best in the state last year, but that wasn't enough long to be like known as the best in the state.
Great. Who else wants to share? Well, why is it important to you?
I want to one day represent the U.S. at Worlds, and this is a stepping stone to do so.
Great. Want to share? Why is this important? Want to share? No? Coach?
To be a standard for my family.
Be a standard for your family. That's great. Some examples of purpose, right? Some good ones. Wrestling makes you feel good about yourself. You know, you like the challenge. You want to try something different. This is important to you. Things to avoid, right? In general, when you're thinking about purpose, doing it for other people. Sometimes that's okay. Sometimes it's not. Like when the going gets tough, if this isn't important to you, like you could find yourself struggling with it. Picking the right goal is really difficult sometimes. Really difficult sometimes. And so every once in a while, I'll talk to an athlete and I hear, oh, I really want to do this because like my dad wants me to do this. And like that's pretty common in wrestling. And you're like, but you don't want to do this? Nah, that's like really more my dad. Well, like maybe that's not the right goal then, right? So keep that in the back of your mind, making sure that you're picking something that's like super important to you. The other thing I would say is fear the trap of winning, right? If winning is the thing that drives you, is your purpose, and you don't win, is your purpose gone, right? If you don't win, does all of a sudden like everything feels crushed? You heard yesterday in one of our classroom sessions that like losing's part of the process. It's okay to lose, right? Like you can lose and then come back and learn from that and then win some more. So hopefully it's not only about winning. It feels good when you win, but make sure that there's like a higher purpose there. All right, take 30 more seconds. Why don't you refine your purpose and put it on your goal building block, right underneath your goal. Okay, next up. So let's put together the plan. You've got a goal. Hopefully it's super important to you. Hopefully it's measurable. Hopefully it's time bound. Hopefully it's specific. Next comes the idea and concept around planning. You talk to folks all the time. This is my goal. I set it out there. I can write it down. It's important. And you ask somebody, well, what are you doing to achieve it? What's your plan? And every once in a while you get an answer like, what do you mean? And I know I can help an athlete when that's the answer I get. Say, hey, what's your goal? Oh, I want to win Fargo. Great, what's your plan? What do you mean? Okay, you don't have a plan. Let me tell you and show you how you can create a plan. So there's a concept out there called OKRs. It stands for Objectives and Key Results. It tells you you should only have a few big things you're working on as a part of a goal or an objective. And like once you get past 3 to 5, it's really hard to manage. And so we've got that same concept applied to our goal building blocks here. For your goal, if your goal is to become a Fargo All-American as an example, what's 1 or 2 things that you can do as a part of the plan to get there? Who wants to give me an idea or two? Yes, give me an idea. What's one thing that you can do if you want to become a Fargo All-American?
Spend extra time on the mat after practice.
That's a great example. Great answer. Stetson.
Stretching like 15, 20 minutes every day.
Stretching 15, 20 minutes every day. Great. Especially if you're not doing that today. What else? Something else you could do as a part of a plan to get to Fargo? Extra conditioning. Love it. That's great. Give me 1 or 2 more. Please. Lifting after practice. Getting stronger.
Maybe like working on your mindset for being in like a big stadium like that, and being able to calm.
I love it. Working on our mindset, right? Anybody else?
Having like positive self-talk and like learning from like at practice, like if you mess up on something you get scored on, like learning like why did this happen?
That's great. I love it.
Visualize.
Visualizing. Spend time visualizing. Yep. Visualizing what you want. Visualizing your goal. I love it. Anybody else have one they want to add? Coach.
I would say actually working on the technical skills like transitions, takedowns to turns.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Okay, so we'll come up with some examples. Again, flip to the back or something. Write down 2 or 3 things that would be super important to you as a part of this plan. Strength, stretching, technique, extra mat time, mindset training, visualization. I heard a lot of good examples, but like what speaks to you? What's 2 or 3 things that you could do as a part of a plan to help you achieve your goal?
Coach, do you find it to be helpful to be even more specific in this area, just like your goals? Like that's
100%. Great question. Yeah, these should also be specific. So here's an okay action item, right? Hey, I want to spend more time stretching. You know what even better is? I want to spend 10 minutes a day stretching after practice. I want to spend 10 minutes a day stretching when I get out of bed in the morning. That's better than saying I want to do more stretching. You want to spend some time doing weightlifting? Hey, I want to spend 30 minutes doing extra weights specifically for, power moves, clings, jerks, push press, like something like that is better than I need to spend 20 minutes more in the weight room. The more specific you are, the better it is. Okay, hopefully you got a couple. Here's what I'm gonna have you do. Kind of just turn your chairs around, find 3 or 4 people around you and share in small groups. See if somebody else has a good idea that maybe you didn't think of.
I'll stretch 15 minutes a day.
Share some of the actions that you came up with.
And then like extra conditioning, cardiovascular.
What'd you guys come up with? You guys get some good ones?
Lifting all the ones that are 3 times a week are the ones I think are most important to me.
Okay, what are they?
Footwork, stretching, running, mental building, and growing.
Great, what do you got?
I said running 2 to 3 times a week, lifting 3 times a week, and practicing 5 to 6.
That's great specificity. That's great. So what was your name again? Keegan? All right, Keegan, I'm going to use you as an example. That's great. The specificity is good. What'd you guys come up with?
Spending more time focusing on my nutrition and spending 10 minutes a day after I wake up stretching.
I like the specificity. That's good. Very specific.
Lift for 45 minutes to an hour every morning and work with a coach for at least 10 minutes after every practice.
I love it. That's great. That's good. What do you guys got? You got some good ones? Okay, good actions in here? Or you guys think?
We're supposed to fill them in?
Well, no, you just ideas so far. What do you got?
Workout
45 minutes of lifting?
and then technique and conditioning.
Every day?
Yes,
Yeah?
every day.
You do that every day? Good. That's great.
I want to become state champion next 2 years.
Okay.
So let's do 30 strength conditioning, 30 minutes a day, and then technique, 30 minutes a day. I
Yeah.
could do that every other day.
Good.
In between.
That's good, Ryder. That's good. You guys get some good ones? Who's got the best, most specific actions? Let's see what you got.
No, probably Brooks.
Journalizing?
Oh wait, what?
How long will you journalize? Is it like a...
I've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah?
My coach, Ben Asker, he made like a journal for us.
Yeah.
Like it's like very structured. It's like, it's like, what am I grateful for? Today's actions. What can I improve on? What am I still trying to learn? And then like, what is my long-term goal?
Great. How long does it take you a day?
To journalize?
Yeah.
Probably 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah, I do no more.
I'm going to point on you. Tell the group that.
Oh, all right.
That's good. That's good. All right, I heard some really good ones. Keegan, would you mind sharing?
Running 2 to 3 times a week and lifting 3 times a week.
Running 2 to 3 times a week, lifting 2 to 3 times a week. Journalizing, where were you? Tell me about it. How long does it take you every day? 10 minutes a day, writing in journal every single day. Who else wants to share? Ryder, you got some good ones.
I said strength 30 minutes a day, and rest every other day.
Strength 30 minutes a day. What was the second one?
Technique, takedowns, and setups for 30 minutes.
Yep, work on takedowns and setups 30 minutes a day, and then rest every other day. That's great. Stetson.
Stretch 15 minutes a day and really focus on hips, hamstrings, and quads. Extra conditioning, like training like my cardiovascular and like my nervous system. And then like learning from mistakes in practice, like asking questions about it and then applying it to next practice.
Turn around and tell everybody your stretching one again, so they can hear you.
Stretch 15 and 20 minutes a day and really focus on my hamstrings, hips, and quads.
What I like about that one in particular was the extra focus on hamstrings and hips and quads. Like, again, good objective to have 15 minutes of stretching every day, like doing it right after practice, doing it in the morning. Slightly better with, hey, focus on hips, focus on hamstrings. That's an area that I know I can improve upon. Like writing down those details really matter, right? Because when you sit down to stretch, if your goal is to stretch for 15 minutes, you're going to sit down, you're going to look at a clock and go, okay, I got 15 minutes. If your goal is 15 minutes, you're like, and I got to get a good hip stretch in, it's a little bit different. Anybody else? 1 or 2 more? Yeah.
All right, I want to put 10 pounds on before barbers. So I'm going to
Chocolate milk. That's all you need.
That's all I need.
Chocolate milk.
I'm doing it.
That's great. That's right. That's right. That's great. Okay. So if you got 2 or 3 good actions, put them on your goal building block. Write them in if you haven't already. Short form it if you want to. If you heard a couple others that you like that you want to kind of take to make your own, you can have up to 5. You don't need to have 5. I'd recommend you never having more than 5 and never having less than 2. So your sweet spot for coming up with an action plan for a goal is like 2 to 5 things that you really focus on, that you measure. So you've got some action plans. They're time-bound as well. They're specific. Hopefully it's something that's not more than a month or 2 out. This is kind of what your goal building block will look like. Next up, challenges, right? Your goal shouldn't be super easy. It's probably going to take some work, some discipline, a plan. What are things that could stand in your way? What are challenges that could hit you that could make this harder? Spend a minute thinking about this. Some examples. Like if you don't have a drilling partner, that could be a challenge for you. You want to be on the Greco team, but you don't have anybody to practice Greco with. It's going to be tough to be amazing on your own in this sport, right? Maybe you're not 16 yet. You may need rides to certain things, right? You may need support. So think about challenges that could stand in your way. You want to wrestle at a weight class that you've never gotten down to before. Maybe the weight would be a challenge. You want to gain 10 pounds. Maybe that's a challenge. Write down 1 or 2 things that you think could be a challenge for you in achieving your goal. All right, who wants to share a challenge? Wes, share a challenge.
Gaining weight for doing
Gaining weight, moving up in a weight class. That's a good one. Please.
Keeping a good healthy diet.
Yeah, that could be a challenge. Sure. Something.
Like how your body feels, like if you're sore.
Staying healthy. Staying feeling good. Coach.
Managing setbacks.
Managing setbacks. Sure. Yep. Who else got one? Please.
Training well out of town.
Yeah, that's a great one. On vacation, summer, traveling. Yeah. How do you get a good training schedule in? Please.
The people around you,
Peop-
hold you back.
Explain that. What do you mean by that?
Like,
That's great.
there's people around you who don't have the same goals as you or don't want the same things as you, so they can hold you back and make you do things you don't want to do.
Great. Your system, your network, your friends. What else? Please. Wait.
I got little time for training outside of practice.
Time. Yeah. The older you get, the faster you'll find out there's less and less time than you think. Anybody else? All right. So look, when you get to challenges, write down on your building block like the 1 or 2 challenges that you think would be probably most problematic for you. If you want to be a Fargo All-American, but your family's got 3 weeks of vacation between now and then, that may be like a real challenge. Write it down. It doesn't mean that you can't achieve your goal. It means that you're going to have to figure out how to overcome that challenge. So write down those kind of couple challenges that you think are most relevant to you. All right, last up. So typically when you have a challenge, the great news is just about anybody that's achieved something great has done it with a support team. Family, friends, coaches, mentors, friends of friends. Like you're a part of a team right now. When you go home, you're a part of a team. You have coaches. Like those challenges, where do you need help? It's okay to ask for help or at least know where you need help. So let's come up with an idea or two around your support team. Do you need help from a coach? Do you need help from a strength coach? Do you need help from parents to say, hey, I need to put more calories on. I need more protein. I need, cleaner foods for breakfast. Can we have more eggs in the house? They're like $20 a dozen now. So, yeah. So write down who you think your support team will be for this goal of yours. Mom, dad, brother, sister, friends, coaches, a coach in this room, a wrestler. Who's that support team that you need to help achieve this goal? Carver, who's on your support team?
My family and coaches and everybody on the wrestling team.
Great. Who's on your support team?
My partners, coaches, and family.
Partners, coaches, and family? Anybody else? Anybody have somebody that's not coaches or family on their support team? Please.
My teammates.
Teammates, great.
My teachers.
Teachers, that's a good one. Why are your teachers needed to help you achieve your goal?
Just so I can stay up with schoolwork and stuff while I'm traveling to training or going to tournaments.
Great, I love it. Here's the other trick. Your support team needs to know about this goal. This shouldn't be a secret. Like the people around you that you need help from, that need to support you and that need to be a part of this, they need to know about this. They need to know that this is a goal of yours, that you're passionate towards it and that you've got a plan. You will get more help from them if they know what you're trying to achieve. You'll get more help from them if they understand that you've got a plan to get there. Like, again, when I talk to wrestlers and I want to do this, I'm like, how are you going to do this? I don't know yet. Great, I can help you figure out a plan. I talk to wrestlers like, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to get there. This is my training regime this week. This is what I'm going to compete at in the next month and a half. I'm like, that's different. How can I help, right? showing that level of plan and passion will like turn people to want to support you. You guys are some of the best in the country. Like, people will support you if you tell them your plan. And the last thing I always put down here is this like little resources bucket. Like, is there something that you need that you don't have today? So if you're traveling a lot, like, you may need to find ways to get weights. You may need to find ways to get like different strength programs. Like, I need resources. I need access to a gym twice a week. You know, maybe your room closes in the off season. You need to find a place to get training partners for freestyle. Like, what are those resources that you need? I'll give you a minute just to think about resources, okay? What are the things you need? You want to do a lot of running? Maybe you need new running shoes. All right, so your goal building blocks now. You've got a goal, you've got a purpose, you've got a plan, you've got challenges that you're already thinking about how to overcome. You know who you need to ask for help, and you know if you need other things to help you achieve that goal, any other resources that are out there. Some kind of final tips for you. I keep them short. Like, I really challenge everybody in this room to figure out, like, over the next couple days, like, what your goal is going to be, and set like a 1 month goal for you max. Maybe it's 2 weeks, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 4. Like, come up with a goal that's important for you and test yourself. Like, test yourself to see if you can plan for a goal and achieve it. And if you can, then like, that's a great step. And if you don't achieve it, don't give up. Set an easier goal with a shorter timeline. Don't wait 4 weeks for the next goal. Do a 1 or 2 week goal. Show that you can be successful in that, then make it a little bit harder, make it a little bit longer. Tell everybody that you know that needs to know about this goal, like, hey, I'm working on this goal. I'd love your support. Hey, I'm going to do stretching and lifting every morning before school. I love your support because I need to get up early, right? Tell your support network about this. And then what I would say is, this is what it's going to look like in practice over time, right? You're going to put these building blocks together and stack them on top of each other over and over and over, right? You're going to have a goal. You're going to learn how to do this. You're going to accomplish something in a month. You're going to feel really good about it, and you're going to create a new goal. And again, maybe it's a little bit bigger. Maybe it's a little bit harder. And then you accomplish that, and then you write down and create another goal, and then stack it on top of it. Like, that's how you go from being a county champ or a regional champ to a state champ, to a national champ, to a world champ, to an Olympic champ. Like, it's steps along the way. So get really, really, really good at this. And then the last thing I would tell you is just literally find a way to look at this. Like, if you use this template or any template like this, hang it up in your bedroom. If you've got a bathroom, hang it up in your mirror. Have it be something that you see multiple times a day, because it's good to have as just a reminder. Create sticky notes to yourself. Write down your goal. You've got your plan, but write down your goal and like put them around your house. Put it next to your bed. Put it behind your phone. Like, carry it around with you. Cool? All right. You guys 9 minutes early. We'll see you in 39 minutes, Coach.